Bienvenidos toda la gente a este programa. I am your host, Francisco Frank Garcia, El Segundo. And I have two of the closest people to me in the world that have been with me for almost 4 decades, in some cases over 4 decades. Mr. Donald Victor Ashford and Maurice Garcia, better known as Reecy and Mo G in other circles. Welcome to the program, fellas.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure
Frank.
to be here.
Glad to be here.
First of all, we'd like to say that to inform the viewing audience of our history as a vocal group and an instrumental group. And Donald, I want to kind of pick your brain for a minute. Let's go back to when we started singing in the first grade, and we were known as the Four Musketeers plus one. What was your favorite time about that time period?
Oh, that was a happy time in life. We were young, immature, exciting, entertaining people, having fun. It was a great time in life.
And you remember how we used to do the spring concerts and the sing with the Glee Club during the summer, the spring and the fall concerts? Do you remember specifically some of the people that floated in and out of our group during that time?
Leonard King started with us one time, and there's Johnny Johnson and a few more, many people from Southwest Detroit, that area, downriver.
You remember Albert Brown?
I ran into Albert not long ago. It's fun being around him. He was great.
What about Jesse Richards? Remember him?
I saw him about a year ago. He said hi to you too, Frank.
What about Claude Bell, better known as Ricky?
I saw Claude about a year ago. He's doing great.
So you mean a lot of our old peers are still around?
They still living.
That's good to hear that. Now let's go to 1964 when we first put Maurice or Reecy or Mo G in the group. Reese, what do you remember some of your earliest memories concerning our illustrious careers?
I remember many things. I remember being very young and very impressionable, and I remember just being so excited about the opportunity to perform. Our parents were behind us, other relatives were behind us, and one thing that stands out in my mind, I just could never really understand at that age why when we would perform that women would scream and holler and just have a fit, and many times it was difficult to keep concentrating on what I was supposed to be doing because all of the screaming and all of the pandemonium that was just going forth. And I remember those things. That was a lot of fun. Have absolutely no regrets about that.
Do you guys remember our show at the Fox Theater, which was the second WCHB talent contest sponsored by Tip Top Bread?
Absolutely.
What did we sing? So in Love, right?
No, we sung a melody.
I mean, to get in the contest.
Oh, yes, we sung that. But on the day of the show, we did 3 songs in a group of together, featuring our illustrious Reecy doing Jackie Wilson.
Baby Workout, right?
Baby Workout.
And what else did we do?
We did
we did Arabia too,
Arabia.
didn't we?
Yeah. And What's Your Name?
What's Your Name? Right. Well, it seems like such a long time ago when actuality was only yesterday. Remember, we got a contract with ABC Records, too, that our parents thought it best that we continue our schooling rather than to sign that contract. And I think they made the right decision for us, you know.
Well, they probably saved us a few $1 million in our career.
A few million at least. Reese, how did you feel how old were you then, 8?
I was 8 years old, yes.
How did you feel being in front of all those people at that age?
Well, there wasn't any real fear of being in front of a large audience because I was just so young. I didn't really realize the significance of everything that was going on. As I said before, it was just a lot of fun to be able to perform. And I remember specifically part of the act that had been worked out was for me to take off my jacket and swing it around and throw it in the audience. And in my mind, I thought I would never see that jacket again. But we had it arranged so that I think our mother was the one who caught the jacket and took it home so that we could use it again and throw it somewhere else at another time.
You remember all the various names we had, the Evolutions, the Expressions, Maurice and the Montegos, Sam Harris and the Solar Influence. And for those who may not know, Sam Harris was a vocalist with our group in the early 70s when we became an instrumental performing group known as Ma Barker's Gang. We would feature Sam, who was our cousin by marriage, along with Donald, Maurice, and myself as Maurice and the Montegos. And then when Sam would headline certain songs, we put him out there as Sam Harris and the Solar Influence. And of course, the cards read all the way from Phoenix, Arizona.
And the people never knew the difference because they had never been to Arizona,
let alone Phoenix. Remember, Sam was one of the original members of a vocal group called the Four Pros that featured Sam Harris, his brother Lloyd, his brother Derek, who's now known as Derek Ali, and Larry Thomas, who lives in Vegas, and people have been trying to find him for years, and nobody seems to know where he is. And those were great, wonderful times. Remember when we finally got Ma Barker's Gang together in the early 70s and started performing? How many pieces did we have? We had Reese, you played sax and vocals. Donald, you played trumpet and vocals. We had Mike Johnson on the guitar. We had Marcus Gray on the organ. We had Raymond Todd on drums. Myself on vocals and bass. Sam on vocals. And Keith Porter on congas. And that made up Ma Barker's Gang. What was